everybody, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. Now today, in collaboration again with Dinorex and ThedinosaurRevival, we have decided to build a park, and together we have decided to build this park in parts. Now the first episode was the Dinorex Gaming, and you can clearly see here in his section that I was showcased for very little. But in this episode, I did decide to build a little section for my park. Now originally I was thinking of putting the species that I wanted to do on a lower surface. However, I realized that that would look pretty weird, so I decided to just do that and clearly see just how good that this undo button really is. And I'm very happy that they actually added this. I didn't really think I would need it, but honestly, it's a really good feature that I honestly am surprised I didn't want for Jurassic Evolution 2 in Jurassic Evolution 2. Now here, I was clearly just looking for pieces around, just thinking of what could I do for this enclosure and just for this area in general. Now, I was looking around because I haven't really played Jurassic Evolution 3 that much. I've been very busy with life studies and just other games that have been taking up my time, and I just genuinely want to apologize guys for that. But I will be trying to get more Jurassic Evolution 3 content out for y'all. And well, this is one of the few episodes that I'm going to be doing later on, where we'll be taking turns, and here I can just clearly looking for parts and just thinking, what can I do for my enclosure? I did find out there was glass, and I just really found that really cool. I was just messing around with the walls, seeing which I could like. And I didn't really realize this until a bit later, but I was able to change the color of each part. So I was just kind of looking around based on the color, but then I realized, wait. And then I also realized that there's a grid feature that you can use. And I honestly find that really helpful and very, very good. I'm really, really surprised they didn't have it for Jurassic Evolution 2. And again, just Jurassic Evolution 3's modular building is just so good. I absolutely love it. I didn't really like modular building in Planet Zoo, and I just thought in Prehistoric Kingdom, I just thought it would be a really big waste of time. Like, why couldn't I just wanted to build something nice? But honestly, these extra features actually regularly make it nice for me. I really do like modular building, but again, I'm not really a sandbox player. I'm more of a challenge mode and now campaign player. So I am still doing that. And again, I haven't unlocked everything from there. I've just honestly been trying to 5-star all the Jurassic challenge modes first before I finish the campaign. And the campaign is going to take a while just because of how much things there's going to be. There's so many different things I have to finish every single 5-star, every single map. And one of the things that I didn't really like about modular building here is that when you delete a piece, it deletes the whole thing. And it kind of took me a while to actually realize I could just use the undo button. So I was kind of stupid with that. But I did eventually figure out what I wanted to do. I started using these pieces, putting 7-block gaps in between them so I could put some other things in later. And I just wanted to give a little framework. It just really, really depended on how I was working here. I was also trying to terraform this, thinking of making it a right angle, but I couldn't get it exact. I did that just on purpose. I was following the grid. But then I realized that some of these pieces were floating, so I had to quickly fix this, bring it all the way over here, and then smooth out the rest of this part because I didn't want the rest to look ugly. And then after, I'm just smoothing the terrain, make it look nice and crisp. And then after that, I was starting to think, what could I put in between these? What I was thinking was the glass, which you will clearly see here that I will be looking for soon. I was a little lost from the beginning because I haven't really used modular building as much, let alone as much as Dinorex or I'm sure ThedinosaurRevival. But I will be trying to get the hang of it as time goes on. And here I was able to realize, wow, I can change this color. And I was very happy with that. And then here I was trying to line it up regularly. But then I realized that it wasn't working. It wasn't lining up perfectly because no matter how hard I tried, it wouldn't work. So I was just trying to get it as hard as as close as I could as possible. But no matter what, it was always going to not line up. So again, I tried and was looking around. And then I saw this little thing at the very bottom saying align to surface. I was like, what does that do? And then I realized, whoa, there's an add to group. What does this do? And then I was, wow, I can just align them up. And this was perfect for me. I was just trying to figure it out, do everything good. And then here I kind of lost the little angle. I kind of went just a slither back and I kind of messed parts of it up. And I was also trying to keep it symmetrical. And I realized, and then I used the undo button to just fix some mistakes because building that again would have been pain. Then again, I was looking for the glass. I really do like that they added glass. I really do like that they added so many materials and so many just things into this game because you are basically able to build anything. It just really, really depends on what you want to do. And I honestly think that the imagination is just your limitation. And honestly, I really love this modular building system. I thought I wouldn't like it, and I wouldn't really use it that much, but I really like it. And I just will probably start to do a more part building here. I left two gaps specifically for other things, and I was looking around, looking for a viewing gallery to put in here because I was going to have species and then seeing which one would fit best. And I chose to use the did variant, and I really did like it. And I realized I did not fill in that gap, so I just had to quickly do that. But I did put those little viewing galleries right there, and I was going to make sure to fill those in later. But right now, I was just looking, and the thing I did not really like is I was mainly using my controller. Now I do have the Steam version, the PC version, but I play it with my controller. I do not play it with my mouse and keyboard. I honestly really don't like mouse and keyboard. I just like controller better. So I was just using that. And it was kind of annoying sometimes. I sometimes would use my scroll wheel to specifically go down tabs because if you hold the D-pad, it will just go into the settings bar and that would kind of piss me off or annoy me really. But I was just trying to figure it out, just see what I could do here. Now, this first part did take me a while. This whole park build did take me a while. And sadly, a part of my recording did get messed up, and a lot of it didn't even get shown. I don't know what happened. I was really upset by that, and I really couldn't do anything because I wasn't about to just rebuild it, and I really couldn't rebuild it because I just did went through so much effort. It took me so much hours to just build everything well. And I was just trying to make a good first section because that was the first real section. Dynamax did give a section with the parking lot and the operations section over there with the Ranger team, power station, hatchery, and all that. But I did want to give us a good first enclosure for this basis. And I just really wish that I could have, recorded the whole thing. And it really sucks that I will show you guys the end product. So don't worry, but this is just the first part that I really did get on camera. I was just trying to figure it out. And here I kind of struggled with the height. It was kind of annoying. And another thing that I was, I think, looking for here was trying to add a curve to this and just line it up here. But honestly, I found it kind of too annoying and I didn't really like anything of the materials that they had with us. I'm sure I could have changed the color, but I decided to do something else later on. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to use the terrain tools. I'll make a clip so the animals can't get out. I'll do whatever it takes, make it look more natural, smoothen it out, use these expanded terrain tools. And these expanded terrain tools are really, really good. I absolutely love them. They are very good. And I honestly am very happy that Frontier added such amazing features to Jurassic World Evolution 3 because this game is obviously way better than Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2. And I highly recommend it. And here I was just messing with the path colors, thinking what colors do I want? And I was struggling a little. I couldn't really figure out why I kept turning purple. Again, I'm not really used to building this, so I apologize for just how bad I am with building. And I really just really, really am sorry for that. And then here I realized that the colors don't save to inside this, so that I had to go do that. And then I realized that I probably should have smoothing out this terrain a little more. And I was just thinking, what can I do here? What can I do to make this look good? And then here I was just trying to connect back to the main area, make it look good. I do like the white and black. I think it looks really cool. Here I had to smoothen this out because this part obviously was a little weird. I think I accidentally toggled from curved to smooth to straight, so I had to fix it. And here I was just adding like little paths right next to the windows. So this is like how our guests would be looking through them. And like they could look through the glass or the viewing gallery to see the animals and that section. And then here right now, you can clearly see that there's a little glitch right there. I have heard that people have had that glitch, that the path kind of looks weird. So I really do hope they fix that soon. I couldn't really do anything about that. And then here I realized I went a bit too far out and I decided to just cut that little section. I did leave that part though, because well, it was a good fence enclosure too. And then here I was just looking around, thinking, what can I do next? And my original plan was to put a Utah Raptor statue, but then I realized there's not even a Utah Raptor statue. There is a Velociraptor statue, but I don't even have that stuff unlocked. You can just clearly see that I haven't unlocked these things. I just kind of thought that maybe all those things would be unlocked in Sandbox, but obviously it wasn't. I was kind of disappointed with that, and that just shows that I need to get on that really quickly. And I just hope that I can do that. Now here next, I decided to add these planters to give more little enclosures that I would make here. I used to do this a lot for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and I didn't really like how like precise I had to be because I couldn't really collide with them at all like here. And back then they also did have plants, but again, Frontier just gave us the bait variant. But like, it just really was annoying. After that, I realized, wow, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to smooth it out this terrain. And I really realized that I should have smoothed it out before, and I just didn't really think about that until later. So here I was just trying to fix that, trying to figure out what's going on, getting all these parts, just trying to get these little planters just in place so I can make a little enclosure here. Because I do like to do these little things where we make little either guest areas or little enclosures for other animals. Because of course we're going to have a big animal in that enclosure back there, which I haven't incubated yet, but we will be seeing later in footage what animal I chose. And again, here you can clearly see a better view of that glitch right there that I can't really do anything about. And here I decided, okay, that's a bit too long, so I decided to use a shorter one. And that did work out. And I tried to do it the best I could because obviously I should have probably built them based on the planters first and then align the path towards that. But obviously, I didn't think that. And again, here I just realized, wow, this terrain really sucks, and I shouldn't have done that. And I spent a lot of time just trying to fix that, as you can see. And I didn't really like how it looked. And I was just struggling. And I was like, I have to fix this before I go to the other side too, because I did want to make it symmetrical. But I wanted to put one on the left of the first area and then on the right of the right area and leave that middle section open for other things that I was going to be using and thinking of. So it just like really, really kind of annoyed me, and I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to delete these planters. I'm gonna have to edit the terrain first before I get to work. And then I realized, yeah, a lot of leaves are gonna go under, and it just really looked ugly in my opinion. I didn't really like how it was looking, but then I decided, okay, maybe I can look with something else. And then here, this is where the recording ended, and this is where what I final product was. I was able to include some dimensionals here in this back area. Actually, you can clearly see that I created a guest area of the canopy, some nice guest areas. I did put some micro ceratosis in here in this first section that I was making. I was able to smooth that terrain, and then here I actually decided to include some Utah raptors. I really chose two males, and two females, and I really did like it. And then in this second enclosure, I did include Morris intrepidus. But sadly, I'm really sad that the first part was cut out. But I'm very glad that you guys joined me for this first episode. And here I included Balloon Tour 2. And again, I was just fixing these because it seems that some things just break on their own, even though absolutely nothing occurred. So I did have to go and do that for this power generator and first aviary. That is not going to be a recurring theme for this series. And if you are wanting to see the next episode of the Evolution Park, please make sure to check out Dinosaur Revival's channel down below, where he will be doing the next episode where he will be building his own set for this island. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video on the first prehistoric evolution park. What do you guys think of my build? Do you think I'm good? I honestly think it was kind of bad, but I think it was decent at least. But that's everything for me, and I will see you guys later.